Welcome back to ABCGH Spoilers channel. Today, we're diving deep into the tangled web of secrets, power plays, and emotional reckonings that are set to shake Port Charles on Monday, April 21, 2025. Prepare for an in-depth exploration, as we reverse the narrative order, expand each thread, and uncover new layers of intrigue and analysis. Anna and Felicia, Reflections, Legacy, and Hidden Agendas. Let's begin with two of Port Charles's most enduring figures, Anna Devane and Felicia Scorpio. In a rare moment of peace, these longtime friends find themselves catching up, their conversation echoing decades of shared history. Anna, whose life has been a tapestry of espionage, heartbreak, and resilience, is finally afforded a lull in her relentless schedule. This calm offers her a chance to reflect not only on her current relationship with her granddaughter but also on the legacy she's built since her debut on General Hospital 40 years ago. Their meeting isn't just a nostalgic stroll down memory lane. Instead, it's a strategic exchange, where each woman weighs the cost of their choices. Anna, perhaps more vulnerable than she lets on, confides in Felicia about the shifting dynamics in her family, especially as her granddaughter's future becomes increasingly uncertain. Felicia, ever the supportive confidant, provides perspective, reminding Anna that every generation must forge its own path, even as the past continues to cast long shadows. This conversation could easily pivot to the possibility of special commemorations, such as flashbacks or tributes, honoring Anna's enduring presence in Port Charles. The weight of legacy, the burden of secrets, and the hope for redemption are all in play, setting the stage for future revelations and emotional reckonings. Sonny and Carly, Confessions, Vulnerability, and the Pulse of Port Charles. Shifting gears, we find Sonny Corinthos grappling with a crossroads in both his personal and public life. The once unshakable mob boss is now facing a formidable adversary, his own heart. Recent episodes have hinted at Sonny's deteriorating health, and on this pivotal Monday, he finally chooses to confide in Carly, his ex-wife and one of the few people who truly understands him. Their conversation is more than just a medical update. It's a moment of raw vulnerability, as Sonny lays bare his fears about his upcoming surgery and the possibility of leaving his family unprotected. Carly, whose own journey has been marked by resilience and reinvention, listens with a mix of concern and determination. Their dialogue likely touches on the broader anxieties swirling through Port Charles, especially the contentious Esplanade referendum, which has become the talk of the town. This confessional moment is a testament to the enduring bond between Sonny and Carly. Despite their romantic past, their relationship has evolved into a partnership built on trust and mutual respect. As Sonny admits the truth about his heart condition, he also implicitly asks Carly to help keep the family together, no matter what the future holds. Their discussion could also spark speculation about the referendum's outcome and its potential impact on the Corinthos empire. Jordan's gamble, public resignation, and Sidwell's mysterious offer. Next, we turn our attention to Jordan, whose recent actions have sent shockwaves through City Hall and beyond. During Laura's high-stakes Esplanade referendum press conference, Jordan stuns the public by resigning as deputy mayor. Her decision, rooted in principle, is a direct rebuke of Mayor Laura's personal association with Sonny Corinthos, a move that instantly becomes headline news. Jordan's resignation is more than a political statement, it's a calculated risk. Almost immediately, Sidwell, a shadowy figure with his own ambitions, reaches out to discuss her future. The nature of Sidwell's offer remains shrouded in mystery, but it's clear that he sees potential in Jordan's integrity and independence. Is he recruiting her for a new political alliance, or does he have other, more clandestine motives? This development raises questions about loyalty, ambition, and the price of power in Port Charles. Jordan's next move could reshape the city's political landscape, especially if she decides to align herself with Sidwell's agenda. The stakes are high, and every decision is fraught with potential consequences for both her career and personal life. Maxie's discovery, overheard secrets, and the domino effect. Meanwhile, Maxie finds herself at the epicenter of yet another brewing storm. On Monday, she is taken aback possibly after overhearing a heated exchange between Jason and Sasha. The topic? Sasha's pregnancy and the tangled web of deception surrounding it. Maxie's knack for being in the wrong place at the right time could once again thrust her into the heart of a secret that has the potential to upend multiple lives. But what exactly does Maxie overhear? Is it confirmation of Sasha's deal with Sidwell, or perhaps a revelation about Michael and Sasha's one-night stand? The possibilities are endless, and each scenario carries its own set of risks. Maxie's reaction, whether she chooses to confront, confide, or keep silent, will have ripple effects throughout Port Charles. This moment also invites speculation about Maxie's own motivations. Is she driven by a desire to protect her friends, or is she seeking leverage in a town where information is currency? Her response could determine whether the secret remains buried or explodes into public view, altering relationships and alliances in unpredictable ways. Jason's balancing act: secrets, family, and the shadow of Sidwell. At the center of the maelstrom is Jason, whose life has become a masterclass in compartmentalization. He's juggling an array of challenges: Sonny's precarious health, the responsibilities of single fatherhood, and the enigmatic arrival of Marco in Port Charles. The suspicion that Marco may have been planted by Sidwell to infiltrate the law offices of Diane Miller and Alexis Davis adds another layer of intrigue. Jason's concerns extend to Michael and his children, who have become entangled in Drew's orbit, a situation fraught with emotional and practical complications. And then there's the elaborate charade of pretending to be Sasha's baby daddy, a ruse that grows more precarious with each passing day. The tension reaches a boiling point when Jason confronts Sasha, demanding answers about her possible deal with Sidwell. The location of this confrontation could prove crucial, as the risk of exposure looms large. If someone, perhaps Maxie, overhears their conversation, the fallout could be immediate and far-reaching. The specter of Michael and Sasha's one-night stand hovers in the background, threatening to unravel carefully constructed lies. Jason's predicament is emblematic of the broader themes at play in Port Charles: the struggle to balance personal loyalty with public responsibility, the dangers of half-truths, and the ever-present threat of betrayal. His actions in the coming days will not only shape his own fate but also influence the destinies of those around him. Expanding the canvas, new angles and deeper analysis. Let's take a step back and consider the broader implications of these intertwined storylines. Each character is navigating a landscape defined by secrets, shifting alliances, and the relentless pressure of public scrutiny. The Esplanade referendum serves as a backdrop, symbolizing the ongoing battle between progress and tradition, transparency and subterfuge. Anna and Felicia's conversation highlights the importance of legacy and the ways in which personal history shapes present decisions. Their reflections remind us that the past is never truly past in Port Charles; it's a living force that continues to influence every choice. Sonny and Carly's exchange underscores the vulnerability that lies beneath even the most formidable exteriors. Their willingness to share fears and uncertainties is a testament to the power of trust and the necessity of community in times of crisis. Jordan's resignation and Sidwell's offer illustrate the high stakes of political life, where every action is scrutinized and every alliance is potentially fraught with danger. Maxie's discovery serves as a reminder that information is both a weapon and a shield. The decision to reveal or conceal the truth can have profound consequences, not just for individuals but for the entire community. Jason's struggle encapsulates the central dilemma facing many in Port Charles: how to protect those you love without sacrificing your own integrity. Invented elements and speculative insights. To further enrich our analysis, let's imagine some new possibilities. What if Anna and Felicia's conversation is interrupted by an urgent call, perhaps news of a crisis involving Anna's granddaughter? This twist could propel Anna back into action, forcing her to choose between personal reflection and professional duty. Suppose Sonny and Carly's conversation is overheard by a political rival, who then leaks details about Sonny's health to the press. This revelation could sway public opinion on the Esplanade referendum and destabilize the Corinthos family's hold on power. Imagine that Jordan, after meeting with Sidwell, is offered not just a political alliance but a chance to lead a new anti-corruption task force. This role would place her in direct opposition to some of her former allies, setting up a dramatic clash of ideals. Maxie, wrestling with the burden of what she's overheard, might seek counsel from an unlikely source, perhaps even Sidwell himself, in a bid to understand the bigger picture. Jason, sensing that the walls are closing in, could decide to come clean to Michael about the truth behind Sasha's pregnancy, risking everything to preserve his integrity. Next, we dive deep into the tangled web of intrigue, danger, and romance surrounding Tracy Quartermaine, her infamous taste in men, and the enigmatic newcomer, Jen Sidwell. Prepare for an exhaustive exploration of these characters, their motivations, and the ripple effects they create in Port Charles. Jen Sidwell, the new threat looms over Port Charles. Jen Sidwell has recently emerged as a formidable force in Port Charles, bringing with him an air of menace and a shadowy past that threatens to upend the lives of many residents. Portrayed by Carlo Rota, Sidwell is not your run-of-the-mill antagonist. His ambitions stretch far beyond petty crime. He aims to seize control of Port Charles itself, setting his sights on the powerful Sonny Corinthos and the Cassadine estate. Sidwell's criminal background is littered with violence and manipulation, making him a dangerous adversary for anyone who stands in his way. Sidwell's arrival was marked by explosive events, quite literally a bomb targeting Sonny's apartment, which inadvertently endangered Sonny's son, Michael. Sidwell's actions are calculated and ruthless, and rumors swirl that he may be collaborating with the Cassadine, giving him both resources and influence to challenge the established power structures in Port Charles. His presence injects new tension into the ongoing rivalry with Sonny, and his willingness to use violence and intimidation signals that he's here to stay. Sidwell's web of revenge, diamonds, danger, and old scores. Sidwell's vendetta is not limited to his quest for power. He is also driven by a personal mission to recover precious diamonds stolen by Holly Sutton. In a bold move, he kidnapped Sasha Corbin in front of Carly Spencer, using her as leverage to force Holly's hand. This act of desperation reveals Sidwell's willingness to cross moral lines, endangering innocent lives to achieve his goals. His history of violence is not confined to Port Charles. Sidwell's time in Africa left a trail of enemies, including Lucky Spencer, Jason Morgan, Anna Devane, and Dr. Isaiah Gannon. Anyone who has crossed him in the past is now at risk, as Sidwell's thirst for revenge knows no bounds. His unpredictable nature and penchant for retribution make him a wild card in the already volatile landscape of Port Charles. The Quartermaine connection, Tracy's dangerous attraction. Amidst the chaos, Tracy Quartermaine finds herself drawn into Sidwell's orbit. Known for her sharp wit and formidable presence, Tracy is no stranger to danger or complicated relationships. However, Sidwell's flirtatious advances have caught her off guard. Despite knowing his dark history, including his role in near-fatal incidents involving Lucky Spencer, Jason Morgan, and Anna Devane, Tracy appears both wary and flattered by his attention. Sidwell's approach is direct and disarming, often blurring the line between business and personal interest. He initially tried to sell a questionable mineral to Deception Cosmetics, only to be rebuffed by Tracy. Yet, his persistence and charm seem to have left an impression, raising questions about whether Tracy's notorious bum magnet tendencies will lead her into yet another dangerous entanglement. Tracy Quartermaine, a legacy of risky romances. Tracy Quartermaine's romantic history reads like a cautionary tale. Over the decades, she has been involved with an array of men who range from con artists and crime lords to serial killers. Her first husband, Lord Larry Ashton, was a notorious conman whose return to her life brought more trouble than comfort. Mitch Williams, her second husband, was a corrupt politician, and Paul Hornsby, the father of her son Dylan, turned out to be a serial killer. Tracy's subsequent marriages included mob bosses Gino Solito and Anthony Zacchara, and the legendary but morally ambiguous Luke Spencer. This pattern of disastrous relationships has earned Tracy a reputation as a bum magnet. Her attraction to men with dubious morals and dangerous lifestyles seems almost compulsive, as if she is drawn to the chaos they bring. Even in her platonic relationships, such as her close friendship with Gregory, there are hints of unspoken affection and missed opportunities for a healthier connection. Analysis: why does Tracy keep falling for the wrong men? Tracy's repeated missteps in love can be attributed to a complex mix of personality traits and life circumstances. Raised in the shadow of the powerful Quartermaine family, Tracy developed a fierce independence and a relentless drive to prove herself. Her upbringing instilled in her a distrust of others' motives, making her both guarded and attracted to men who challenge authority or operate outside the law. Psychologically, Tracy's choices may reflect a subconscious desire to rebel against her family's expectations or to assert control in relationships that mirror the power struggles she faces within the Quartermaine dynasty. Her willingness to overlook red flags and embrace risk could be seen as both a strength and a flaw, a testament to her resilience, but also a vulnerability that leaves her open to manipulation and heartbreak. The Sidwell factor: flirtation or fatal attraction? Sidwell's interest in Tracy is more than a passing flirtation. His calculated charm and willingness to push boundaries suggest that he sees Tracy as both a potential ally and a target. For Tracy, the attention is both flattering and dangerous. Given her history, the prospect of another ill-fated romance is all too real. Yet, there is also the possibility that Tracy, having learned from past mistakes, will see through Sidwell's facade and outmaneuver him. The dynamic between Tracy and Sidwell is fraught with tension. Will Tracy succumb to the allure of another bad boy, or will she finally break the cycle and assert her independence? The outcome remains uncertain, but one thing is clear: their interactions will have far-reaching consequences for both the Quartermaine family and the broader Port Charles community. The Quartermaine dynasty: power, schemes, and family feuds. Beyond her romantic entanglements, Tracy's life is defined by her role within the Quartermaine family. As the daughter of Edward and Lila Quartermaine, she has spent decades vying for power and influence within the family business, ELQ. Her rivalry with Monica Quartermaine and her relentless efforts to secure her son's futures have fueled some of the most dramatic storylines in General Hospital history. Tracy's machinations often blur the line between loyalty and self-interest. She is fiercely protective of her children, Ned and Dylan, but her methods are frequently ruthless. Whether launching paternity suits, orchestrating corporate takeovers, or engaging in elaborate schemes to outmaneuver rivals, Tracy's actions are driven by a deep-seated need to prove her worth and secure her legacy. Conclusion: the future of Tracy Quartermaine and Jen Sidwell. As Port Charles braces for the fallout from Sidwell's machinations and Tracy's ongoing quest for love and power, viewers can expect more twists and turns. Will Tracy finally break free from her pattern of disastrous relationships, or will Sidwell become the latest in a long line of dangerous men to capture her attention? The stakes have never been higher, and the drama is far from over. Stay tuned as we continue to unravel the complex lives of Tracy Quartermaine, Jen Sidwell, and the rest of Port Charles. With new alliances, betrayals, and power plays on the horizon, the only certainty is that nothing in Port Charles stays quiet for long.